Hello again. I just wanted to share the most basic diabetes tech. I'm sure everyone is like way ahead of me on this. But in case there's anyone out there who is like day one figuring it out, I'm going to tell you what I've learned so far. Now, I am not a techie person. So again, this is pretty basic. But Lena is on the Tandem Tslim X2. And so when we first set that up, we made an account with Tandem. And eventually I could start using the Tandem Tslim app. That one, the white one. And I have an iPhone 14 and it's working great. I got this iPhone because it was one of the approved phones on the Tandem list that has an up-to-date operating system in order to work with the Tandem Tslim. And I was previously an Android person using Samsung products. And people basically said, do what you like. However, one person told me that iPhones sometimes the software with Tandem gets updated faster for iPhones because you're dealing with one operating system and one type of phone. It's a little bit more of a smooth transition than the many, many types of Android phones. And sure enough, right after I got it, this, SOS call email came out from Tandem saying, if you have a Android phone, don't update it until we've caught up with whatever, like, patches, or I'm sure that's not even the right word, to make the T-Slim work. And of course, that makes a big deal for day-to-day life because, for example, on my old Samsung, Samsungs are fine, but I just had a particularly old and basic one. It was like a, $100 phone, not like a $1,000 phone. And it would allow me to download the Tandem app and link to her pump, but I couldn't bolus. So it was just like, it helped a little bit to be able to see it, but I still had to get a hold of her and, program everything on her pump, which once you get to just do it on the phone and be near enough to the child, it really helps. So because Lena is at home with me all day, she doesn't have a phone. She just obviously has the pump on her body, and then I have to be within Bluetooth range. So like right now, she's out ice skating, and so I'm too far away from her. So she and her brothers know they've got to listen to any alarms, and then I periodically get close to her and check. But a lot of the day, we are within Bluetooth range of each other. So I've been able to just use my phone, and she doesn't have to worry yet about carrying both a phone and obviously the pump. Because eventually, if she were, say, away at school or something, she would need her phone to have the Dexcom G6 app, and then the Follow app could pick her up, right, from anywhere, as long as there was a cell phone connection and she had her phone with her. But right now, it's all a matter of on mine. So this is the Dexcom G6 app connected to her pump. Okay, so that also gives her readings usually, but right now there's no signal. And I do need to check on her because I waited a while on the cereal after giving her insulin for it, and need to make sure the cereal caught up with the insulin. Okay, and then we have the Dexcom Follow app on here. Right now, we just have my husband is on, he has Dexcom Follow, and so then he can connect to her Dexcom G6 app and get the info or get alerts. I can show you that. That's under share. So we're not actually using the Follow app at all right now. That's for when you want to connect to someone else's primary pump phone. But since it's all in-house right now, through the regular Dexcom G6 app, there can be a follower. That's my husband right there. Okay, but really what I use all the time is just the Tandem Tslim app. It's only recently that I even downloaded the Dexcom G6 app, and that is because I wanted to start using Sweet Dreams, a app that will allow me to have her numbers on my lock screen. Okay, so this was something my husband thought, it'd be really nice to just not have to unlock the phone and get into everything and get distracted. And sure enough, there's another guy, I think I already talked about this, type one-on-one, and he's like, anytime you can save yourself from getting distracted on your phone and just get the information you need. So when I'm close enough to her, the Sweet Dreams app picks up information from the Dexcom G6 app and puts it right here. That is a paid for service after a 7-day trial or whatever. And I'm obviously not affiliated with anything. I'm just talking. Okay, here's my latest aha. So I know everyone else has been wearing smartwatches for like 10 years, but this is my first Fitbit. I don't even know if it qualifies as a smartwatch. And Fitbits don't have nearly the capabilities of like an Apple Watch. And I do hear that it seems like most people in the T1D world end up getting Apple Watches eventually. But again, we're super simple here because we're all like in-house and together all the time. But here's one cool thing. I got this for myself for other reasons. But the one thing it can do is give app alerts. And there aren't many different apps you can choose from to give alerts. Like of all the apps on my phone, there were only a few, but one of them was the Dexcom G6 app. So I was pretty excited because that means I can get notifications. It doesn't show me her numbers all the time, but it just gives alerts. So a going low, a low, right now we have a above 200 alert or signal loss alert. Just tell me, she's out of range. And that's really nice to have that right on my wrist because I'm really not a big phone person. And so it's a relief to not be looking at the phone all the time. I can't even find it to show you what apps, but on the Fitbit app, it gave me choices of what apps would send notifications to my phone. One of them was Yahoo Mail, and there were a few other ones. But again, it wasn't everything, but the Dexcom G6 ended up being on there. So that's been really nice to get those alerts. So I don't know if that was helpful to anybody. I know it's all about to change for us, I hear. Sometime this year, we'll have to go to the G7, I guess. So I don't know if that will work in all the same ways or not as far as apps and phones and watches go. But of course, we keep just figuring it out as we go. And I think right now, Tandem Tslim works still with like iPhone 11 or something. But I know they're, always new phones and always developing things. So hopefully the 14 will work for a while. And that is on their website. You just have to search compatible phones with the Tandem Tslim. So, okay, just another day of being your child's pancreas. Have a good one. Bye.